Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm Muriel, this Nurse Muriel. To my new subbies, hey, how y'all doing? To my oldies but goodies, welcome back y'all. Excuse me y'all if there is an echo. It's been a while. I think it's been over a month actually. I think I told y'all in one of my last videos that I was getting an apartment with my daughter. And yes, I'm in that currently in that apartment. If the background looks a little different. So we got the apartment, and if y'all hear echo, it's because it's pretty empty, y'all. I really don't have everything I need in here. Y'all can see back there, my son's back there on the sectional. Yeah, and y'all can see my kitchen here. My little Aldi's candle burning on the counter. But we really, we have everything we need. We just don't have everything we want. Like, we have all the basics. I will give you a tour. But like I said, everything is not set up yet. I want to show y'all my bed. My bed is not put together yet. If y'all remember, I purchased this bed set here from Badcock. And I was trying to put it together myself. But I think I'm going to have to call someone to come get it. I got most of it together, but I can't get a few screws in. So those are my curtains. I'm doing my room in like olive, different shades of green, as y'all can see. I don't have a bed put together yet because my bed is not together, so I got a makeshift bed here. But yeah, I'm doing different shades of green. I want to show y'all my bathroom because my bathroom is going to be my away. So this is my bathroom, y'all. I love a nice cozy bathroom. As y'all can see, it's like a walk-in. I have my little vanity chair there because I'm gonna use my bathroom as my vanity. Have my wall art up with my shower curtain. Yeah, I'm trying to get it to where it won't be. Let me see, y'all. I was trying to get it to where it would show. Yeah, I think that's right. So welcome back to my channel, y'all. It's been a while. I've just had a lot going on. Oh, y'all, look at my little stand here. I got some Dossier perfume, but yeah, my other perfumes. I got a couple body sprays there. But I just thought this little stand was so cute. Excuse my coffee cup. I just thought this little stand was so cute. I got it off of Amazon. And it goes good with my little green. Those are green. I don't know if y'all can see, but anywho. So let me see if this chair is supposed to go up. Let me see. Okay. Oh, that's better. So on today's video, y'all, just to catch up, I will show y'all a little bit more of the apartment once I get everything in here. Y'all, look at my nails. This is just how busy I've been. Look at my nails, y'all. These are terrible, but it's been like this for 2 weeks because I just haven't had the time to go and get my nails done, y'all. But I'm going tomorrow. I got an appointment tomorrow. But yeah, so I wanted to do a video checking in on y'all. Y'all know we had that hurricane that hit Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, like that. It devastated like 4 states. I believe Georgia. You know what? I don't want to say. I can't say who took the brunt of that storm because I believe Florida did, but North Carolina is in shambles, y'all. Prayers to everyone who was affected by the hurricane. In my hometown, they were without power for, I think, up to like 5 or 6 days. In the city I live in, people were without power for like 5 days. Some of my peers live in Georgia, my coworkers, they're still without power. One of my coworkers just got water back on, yesterday or the day before. This is a whole week later, and she's still without power. She said they told her power won't be back on until the weekend. Like, I think she said the date was the 5th or the 6th. I've seen videos of homes being swept away, and I felt guilty because, y'all, I don't really watch the news that much. I used to watch the news all the time, and I noticed that even with a lot of things, the news would have me so depressed. It would have me just having just a constant state of anxiety because so many bad things was happening. Along with YouTube, just watching a lot of YouTube, watching a lot of kind of, I want to say, negative things on YouTube, just had me at a constant state of just, like, I don't want to say anxiety, stress a little bit, because so many bad things going on in the world that I had stopped watching the news, and I didn't even know a hurricane was coming, y'all. And then when I did find out about it, I think I found out Wednesday, the day before, because a coworker of mine was reading, and he was like, "Oh, there's a hurricane about to hit." And I was like, "Hit where?" And he was like, "Yeah, there's a hurricane warning." And I think I heard about it Wednesday, and it affected us. I remember the next day I was driving to work, which was that Thursday, and the roads were just about flooded. And I was like, "Ooh, thank God I'm in an SUV," because, you know, I just felt like people who were in cars were going to get stuck in all that high water. And I went on to work. I worked that shift. I got off at 11 o'clock that night. I came home, and I guess during the time I was sleeping that night, from 11 p.m. until 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. or 9 a.m., I guess the brunt of everything that hit the area that I'm from and where I currently live, the brunt of the storm must have hit during those hours. And all that happened to me was there were some, like, the stuff on my front porch was turned over from the high winds. But as I was driving out of the city that day, because we were, I think that was the day that was my second week in this apartment. So we've been in here 3 weeks, because, y'all, I only come here on the weekends, mainly. When I got into my apartment, my niece was in here, and she was putting her groceries in the refrigerator, and her power had went out in her home. And then I got on Facebook, and I saw just about everybody in my hometown was without power. Now, before I got here, I was in my city trying to get gas, and no one was accepting that everybody's machine was down on my side of town. I didn't lose power, and I don't think nobody probably in my subdivision lost power, but when I got onto different streets in my area, like trying to get gas, the card machines and stuff were down, but nobody was without power. And so I was thinking, oh, okay, so this is like the most of the devastation from this storm or whatever in my city. And as I drove to, like, the next city over from my city, there were street lights were out. There was no power anywhere, and in any of the stores or anything. And I was like, dang, you know. And then I started looking on Facebook, and I saw people in the surrounding cities where I live were without power. And so I just thought, okay, the power will be back on sometime later today. And as I drove closer to where I got the apartment, my daughter, she had messaged me, and she told me she was without power for like 3 hours in the apartment. It went off, and then it came back on. And so, yeah, like I said, once I got to the apartment, I got here, my niece was putting all her groceries in our refrigerator, because where I live is not too far from my hometown. So she packed up all her groceries and brought them up here, and her children were up here. And they were, you know, going to stay here in the apartment. And I was like, okay, she had talked to my daughter, because my daughter is here 24/7. I'm only here a few days out of the week. And so I had to work that night, y'all. That Friday night, I had picked up a shift. And when I went to work, you know, on my way to work, in the city that my apartment was in, there was no power outages anywhere in these surrounding areas. So I didn't realize that my hometown was so heavily affected by the hurricane until I went to work that night. And this was like 12 hours later. The power was, a lot of my coworkers' power was out in the city they lived in. And so, y'all, that went on for about 4 or 5 days. People were without power in the city that I lived in. And also in the city that my hometown that I'm from, and also the city that I currently live in, well, the city over from where I currently live in, people were without power for like 5 days, y'all. I was like, oh, thank you. you know, my heart went out to them because I've never been without power that long, y'all. I think the most I've ever been without power was probably like 12 or 13 hours. I don't know how I would have handled being without power for an extended amount of time, as some of the people were in my hometown. And you know, I'm happy I had my apartment. I asked my mother, did she want to, you know, I was going to pick her up and bring her up here to my apartment, but she ended up getting her power back on within probably like 7 hours, and she didn't want to come. By the time I came to my apartment, her power had already been restored. But yeah, y'all, my hearts go out. I've seen videos online of people houses being swept away, caskets in North Carolina. Oh my god, it's horrible in North Carolina, y'all. And like I said, one of my coworkers, she still doesn't have power, and we're on like day 7, and she said she's not expected to have power for another day or two, and her water just got reconnected 2 days ago. So I feel like this storm was really underestimated, y'all, because, you know, normally with hurricanes, in the southeast, and we just hear hurricanes coming, hurricane coming, hurricane coming, and so it'd be so many evacuations. And that's one of the reasons I moved from the area I lived in, which was close to the coastline, to the area I live currently in now. I live in the Midlands, like the middle part of the state, because I had gotten so tired of hurricane from June or July to November. It was like hurricanes back to back to back to back. You just living on a constant state of anxiety of, is it going to hit here? Is it going to hit here? And I don't understand how y'all do it in Florida. To all my people in Florida, I don't know how y'all live with that. I think y'all have become accustomed to it. And I don't know. I guess I could say I had become accustomed to it because I lived in the area I lived in the Low Country for like 30 years. Was I in 30 years? Yeah, about 30 years. 30 years. No, not 30 years. I lived in that area for about 25 years. So I guess I had grown accustomed to it too. But I realized probably about 12 years ago that it was just too much. I think it was when there was a hurricane called Hurricane Ian. I can't remember exact hurricane, but it was, I was just at my breaking point. Like, I can't take it anymore. It's just too much with the hurricane season, like back to back, living on a state of anxiety. Is your house going to be swept away? Is you know, and then there was a lot of mobile home living where I'm from. And, you know, it's just, so I don't know how y'all do it in Florida, y'all. My heart goes out to everybody affected by Hurricane Helene. It had me for so long really wanting to move. Like, it's almost like, where are you going to go? Because if you're in like central, in the Midwest or whatever, there's tornadoes. You're worrying about tornadoes. In the southeast and the northeast and the like Texas area, I don't know what you call that, you're worrying about hurricanes. And then when you go on the West Coast, you're worrying about earthquakes, which I don't think earthquakes happen as much as they happen. I don't know, y'all. I don't know if earthquakes happen as much there as we get hurricanes here, but it's awful. It's awful, y'all. And so, yeah, for any of you who are affected by the hurricane, y'all, my heart goes out to y'all. My prayers go out to y'all. I hope things get turned around. Then these insurance companies, they're not wanting to cover this and cover that. It was for so long, a lot of people didn't know that their insurance companies didn't cover flood damage. And we have a lot of that here in the southeast. There's a lot of flooding that's going on. A lot of people's homes have been flooded from not just this hurricane, but in the city that I'm in, they have this thing called 1,000 years flood. And when I moved to the city, I moved to that city in 2014. And 2015, there was a big old flood in that area. And so many people found out that their home insurance didn't cover flood damage. So, and you have to specifically ask for it now when you get home. When you get insurance on your home, you have to ask for flood damage and make sure that it's covered, because a lot of insurance companies doesn't cover it. So yeah, now let's get back to the nursing, y'all. How's everything going out there in this nursing world? For me, I'm still working with the state. I think this will be the job that takes me, on to retirement, y'all. I like my job. I still like my job, and I've been there since July, and it's now October, and I'm still liking the job. Y'all know I would have left by now. It don't take much for me. I would have been already talking about leaving. I like my schedule. I work Monday through Thursday. I'm off every weekend. And so far, I've been there since July. And I only worked one Saturday, I think, so far. And once I got my permanent schedule kind of set in place, I've been off every Friday, Saturday, Sunday. When I do work a Friday or a Saturday, y'all, it's at my PRN. So I've decided I'm going to pick up one PRN shift every other weekend. Just one shift, y'all. Just for a little, little extra coins or whatever. Got this apartment now, so this is the extra bill. But thank God I'm able to cover what's my portion of everything. My daughter's happy because she is closer to her job now. So instead of getting up at 3:30 in the morning, like she was doing, she can sleep now until about 5 o'clock in the morning to get to work. That hour and a half makes a big difference. And she only has like a 30-minute trek to work now instead of having an hour and a half trek to work. Staffing is horrible everywhere again in nursing. I don't know what happened. They were getting staff back in place at places, but my PRN, y'all, when I tell you they need people in the worst way, staffing is horrible at my PRN, y'all. When they send out the shifts, they send out a batch of text messages twice a month for all the shifts that are available. And then they constantly send them out to get people to come and pick up those shifts. When I tell y'all we have no nurses, we have no nurses. We barely have enough nurses to cover 50% of the shifts. I'll say that. We barely have enough to cover 50% of the shifts that are being offered. Like at one point I told y'all, I think I told y'all a lot of the nurses there were in school for their RN. I'm going to say about probably 90% of them have already graduated and they've gotten their RN. And I don't know if y'all remember, I was saying, I don't know what they're going to do when everybody graduates and get their RN and most of them have dropped out of PRN. So they're just basically picking up shifts here and there too. And if I show y'all the list of open shifts, it is crazy. If I wanted to make more money, I could make it at my PRN. And with it being so many available shifts, they've started taking agency nurses back again. It was at a point where we didn't really have to utilize agency nurses really at all for a span of almost a year. They weren't even using agency nurses because we had enough nurses. And like I said, everybody's basically went PRN now. And the shifts are just, the available shifts is just out of this world. And I'll be looking at some of them and I'll be like, oh goodness, I could just roll through there and pick up this shift and just make these, just make so much extra money. But, I believe in having my freedom. I believe in having time to, just unwind and stuff. And I've been thinking of splitting some shifts. Like when I have to be to work 7 p.m. on my current full-time job, like if I'm off the day before, I'll be thinking of picking up like a 7 to 1 and then somebody else coming to do the 1 to 7. But I'm so afraid I won't have anybody to relieve me at 1 p.m. to split a shift anymore that I just don't do it. But yeah, I don't know where even in my full-time job, y'all, my full-time job is so easy that I don't even know why. I'm going to say this is probably the easiest job I've had in my entire career of nursing. And y'all know I've been a nurse now like 23 years. This is the easiest job I've ever had, y'all. At the most, I have 11 patients at the most. And their meds are minimal. They get like a really minute amount of medication. It is the easiest job I have, y'all. And I think that's one of the reasons why I'm probably going to just stay there. Where else am I going to go work where the work is easy? On top of that, I'm off every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I get my 40 hours in from Monday through Thursday because 40 hours is required on this job. And then I'm off Friday, Saturday, and Sunday every week. Y'all, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. I work 2 nights a week and then I work 2 evenings, but my nights are 12-hour nights. And yeah, so I be trying to get nurses to come there because the pay is really not bad. Like the state has really kicked up their pay. My pay, one time I told y'all I was taking a pay cut when I came to this job. When I left the department, the other job I was working was the Department of Mental Health. I don't know if I ever told y'all that. And then where I'm working now, I'm not going to say where it is, but it is another government agency. But I took a pay cut in salary, like a $9,000 to $10,000 a year pay cut in salary, y'all. And it was a hard decision to make, but I'm glad I did because I'm glad I did because the work is easier. The work wasn't hard where I was at the Department of Mental Health, but the work is like a lot easier where I am now. And even with me taking that pay cut, I guess, yeah, I don't know if y'all heard that there was like $1 billion that was found in South Carolina in the government agency or whatever. There was a surplus of money found. And so they passed that down to state workers. So we got like a 2.75 increase of pay. And that increase in pay took effect. 2.75 increase of pay if you gross over, I think, $50,000 a year. It ended up being 2.75%. And if you gross under $50,000, I think it ended up being a little less than 2.75. I can't remember exactly how it was when I read it. But, you know, I'm a registered nurse, so I make over $50,000 a year. I'm not going to say exactly how much I make, but I make a good salary. And so with that increase in pay happening, it happened like right at the time I did that change from one government agency to the next government agency. And so I actually make what I made at the Department of Mental Health before the increase of pay hit. So when I get my paycheck now, I'm going to just say when I get my paycheck now, every 2 weeks, my paycheck is probably about $100 less than what I was making at the Department of Mental Health, which is like $200 less a month, which is not bad considering I have the schedule that I have and I have the amount of clients that I had. When I was at the Department of Mental Health, I was working with 26 clients, and y'all know I was mainly doing medications because that's what I wanted to do. Now where I am, I have 11. At the most, I have 11. Sometimes I have 10, depending on which side of the building I work. I have a steady set building. Like I came there into a home building, and that is my building, so I know my clients very well. I'm either working with the boys or I'm working with the girls. What I'm telling y'all, it probably give y'all hints on the department I'm working for, but yeah, and the job is gravy, y'all. It's gravy. I don't like the pay of getting paid on the 1st and the 16th, but it rolls around fast, y'all, especially with me working my PRN every other week. So it does, and then my PRN is daily pay, y'all, and that's another reason why I'd be so tempted to pick up an extra shift there sometimes, because I go to work and as soon as I get off, I get paid. Like if I work day shift, I get paid immediately the next day. If I work night shift, as long as I'm off the clock by 7:30, I get paid by 8 o'clock that morning. My daily pay is sitting there. So yeah, everything is going pretty good, but staffing is horrible. And when I do go pick up my shifts there, I'm always afraid that I'm gonna get stuck. Like I'm gonna get stuck. We had a nurse come in the other day. Y'all, let me tell you about this nurse that came in. So we had a nurse, and I'm just saying this for agency nurses. So y'all be mindful of the places you pick up. Maybe call first to find out what's expected of you if you don't know the facility. Because y'all, I have been a nurse 23 years. I have worked in long-term care the majority of that I'm going to say the 99% of that 23 years I've been in long-term care. I have never worked long-term care on a night shift where I had less than, I'm going to say, 20 patients on a night shift. Usually it runs anywhere from, on a night shift, I would have anywhere from 25 to sometimes 40 patients, which y'all, it sounds pretty extensive. But if I have 40 patients, they make sure that the med pass is very minimal for those 40 patients. Very, very minimal for the med pass with those 40 patients. But usually I have anywhere from, I'm going to say 25 to maybe 32 patients on a night shift. Having 40 is very rare. And so we had a nurse come in who came in through agency, and she refused to take the cart because the amount of patients she was getting reported on at that time was, she was getting reported on like 19 patients. And they told her at 11 o'clock that she will take over the whole hall. We have a mid-shift nurse who comes in from 7P to 11P to help out with the med pass. But then when they leave, you only have 2 nurses in the building, 1 on each hall. And when it's like that, you do have about 40 patients. Like, you do have about 40 patients when it's like that on night shift. And she refused to count. She refused to take the keys. And she came in there and she was like, where she works, she never has more than 12 patients. And no, what she said, 12? Yeah, she said she never has more than 12 patients. I believe it was 12. She never has more than 12 patients at night. At the most, she might have 16. She said they're getting over. She said, y'all, they're getting over on y'all. So we was asking her, well, honey, where you work? I said, because I work in just about, I'm not going to say I work every facility in the South and, you know, in that area, but I've worked to a lot of long-term care facilities, especially being an agency nurse. I used to bounce around to different facilities, just picking up shifts through Integral, Shift Key. I used to use a couple other agencies, and I've never had a facility where I had 12 patients at night, y'all, in long-term care. She wouldn't say where she worked, y'all. She wouldn't tell us where she worked, but she was like, they getting over on y'all. And then she left. She, you know, and she was like, they should have told me when I picked this shift up that this is what I'm going to have. Child, first of all, if you're going to pick up a facility and agree to work at the facility, call ahead to find out something. Call ahead. There's a number on these apps that get you in touch with HR or the person who, that puts you in touch with HR or the staffing person. There's a number on there that you can call. You can call ahead and find out what's going on at this facility before you pick up this shift. As far as how many patients you're going to have, at least an estimate. You can find those things out, because her saying they should have told her before she picked up that shift. Girl, that's not their job to tell you. That's not their job to tell you what's going on at that place before you pick up that shift, honey. When you pick up them shifts on them apps, they're expecting that you have the experience to be an agency nurse. You have the experience, and you pretty much know what to expect in long-term care. And in most long-term care, I'm gonna say 99%. That she may work that 1% out of that 100 that I have never worked and I've never heard of, where she has 12 patients on nights in a long-term care. But just for her saying they should have told me this before when I picked up the shift, they should have told me. I was like thinking in my head, see, first of all, this is why a lot of people don't like agency nurses. This is why a lot of places don't like agency nurses. Because yes, you do have the option to pick up the shift or not. You do have the option to work there or not. When you get there, it's not what you like, and you know the ratios are horrible. You do have the option to not take the car and take the keys, or you have the option to not take report on all the, you know what I'm saying? You have that option. But honey, to come in there talking about, oh, they're getting over on y'all. If it's that good where you're working, where you have 12 patients, then you might want to stick with where you're working, where you have them 12 patients, because I haven't seen that in any facility anywhere here in like the low country. I worked the low country, the Midlands, and upstate. I worked just about in every region here in South Carolina. I have never worked at a facility on night shift where I had less than, I'm going to say 24 to 5 patients. 24 to 5 has been the least. And with those 24 to 5, I usually have a heavier morning med pass with a lot of Prilosec, Synthroids, blood sugars, things like that. When I have, like I said, where sometimes the 40 patients, it'd be a little less on the med pass because they know they can't expect too much. With 40 patients on night shift, they can't expect us to be doing stuff in a timely manner at all, which the way long-term care is set up is really almost impossible to do stuff in a timely manner according to pharmacy and DHEC regulations And I feel like D Heck and them just ignore that. So it is what it is. We come up with what we come up with to get the medication out, to make sure our patients get what they're supposed to get. But yeah, so she came to attitude, y'all, and she just walked out, honey. She walked out. I ain't mad at her. She wasn't my relief. She was another nurse's relief. The on-call nurse had to come in. But this is a statement for her to say, oh, they getting over on y'all. And then for her to say, and they should have told her it was going to be like that when she picked up the shift. Agency nurses, it's not the job's responsibility to tell you that stuff beforehand. It's your responsibility to call and find out things before you pick up a shift at a place. Like, that's your responsibility. And so, of course, I assume she'll never pick up a shift there again. But she is now on the do not return list for that facility. She can't come there to agency. As an agency nurse, they won't allow her to come back because of what she did. The on-call nurses are basically working every weekend now and throughout the week, because we don't have night shift nurses a lot throughout the week, nor day shift nurses throughout the weekend. Night shift or day shift on the weekends. So if they're on call pretty much now at my facility, they're guaranteed to have to work almost every day of their on-call day. That's why I would never take, I took every other weekend supervisory role at that facility at one point, but I never had to be on call. But at the time that I took on that role, we were pretty much staffed with staff nurses, because a lot of our nurses were in school and they were just picking up those shifts left and right to work to get some hours. But now it's horrible. Like, the on-call nurses are there every weekend. They are there working every weekend. And this is not the time to be an on-call nurse in those facilities. But yeah, so I just wanted to come here, y'all. It's been a minute, but I'm gonna try to be a little bit more consistent, y'all. I'm not lying. I'm gonna try, now that I'm gotten kind of settled, I'm going to try to be more consistent with you guys, bringing y'all some more nursing information, some more life updates. Yeah, I just wanted to get everything settled with getting in this apartment. And y'all hear my son, he's ready, he coughing. I need to give him some cough syrup. And I also, this is a help with my other kids, because y'all know my other kids that are in my home, and where I live. If y'all are new to this, new to my channel, I have a house that I bought 6 years ago, and it's in the Midlands part of South Carolina. And my other kids, they are a very good help with my son. My youngest, he's autistic, and they keep an eye on him while I work. He's the reason why I'm able to work. They keep an eye on him. But both of them are now in college, and they are swamped. Well, my son has been in college for the longest. He'll be graduating next year in May. Thank God. He'll be graduating with his bachelor's in psychology, I believe. I think that's what his major is. He switched his major at some point. But they really have, they have both are taking 5 classes this semester, and they are really piled up with the schoolwork. And so I bring my youngest down here with me every weekend to give them a break, because they have been the sole reason why I've been able to even work, period. Like, they look out for their brother, and I'm trying to give them a break now. So every Friday we come down here, and we're here till Sunday. My youngest, he is 20, and he has graduated from high school already. But you know, when you're autistic, you're able to, or disabled, you're able to stay in school until you're 21. So he actually has already graduated. I think he graduated 2 years ago, to be honest, because he's 20. It might have been a year ago. But attendance is not a big factor with him, because he already graduated. And so we come down here on early Friday mornings, and we stay here until Sunday, afternoon. I may start staying till if he's out of school on a Monday, I may extend it to stay Monday evening, because I go to work at 7 p.m. on Monday. So we may start extending that, staying till Monday mid-morning when he's out of school on a Monday. And so that gives them a break at the house, that they're not having to constantly watch out for him to make sure he has this, to make sure he has that. So, I'm giving them a break as well. So he comes here with me, and yeah, we just chill out in the apartment most of the time. I took him out to eat today. And most of my family is in this area. And so like tomorrow I have a nail appointment. So he's going to go to my sister's house while I'm getting my nails done. My daughter is out of town currently in Miami. She is on her first, like, I would say major for her because she's never ridden a plane. So she took a plane ride to Miami. Her best friend is her best friend's birthday weekend. So they're in Miami, but you know, my daughter is kind of like a homebody. So on the weekends, she works Monday through Friday, and on the weekends she's pretty much in the house usually. And so if I do want to step out while I'm down here, she'll be here with her brother. And so yeah, everything works out it works out fine. It's working out pretty well so far. I enjoy this apartment, y'all. Y'all know I've been talking for a long time about getting a second place, like buying a second house. But this economy right now is not suitable to buy a second house. Y'all know I want to get me a mobile home. But like I said, this economy is not suitable right now for somebody with my mind that remember when you could get a double wide mobile home for like $50,000. Now they want $100,000 for double wide mobile homes, and you could get a acre of land for like $5,000. Now they asking all of $15,000 to $25,000 for acre of land. So my mind is back in the day, you know, and I just can't see paying those prices. I couldn't wrap my head around paying those prices, y'all. And so I just went ahead and got an apartment, and it's real cozy. That was my reason for wanting a mobile home, because mobile homes are so cozy to me. But apartments are cozy as well. And I really like this apartment, y'all. Where it's situated is perfect. I'm not going to say exactly where it's at, but where it's situated is perfect. It is perfect. It's a nice, quiet area. There's really nothing around me. You know, most of the stuff that go on in this apartment, it has to be the residents of this apartment, because there is really nothing too much around us. Like, it's situated in when I do tell people where I live, the few people that I do tell where I live, where I got the apartment, they be like, oh, that's the perfect spot. Like, this is really it's one of those newer apartments that was built like, I think post-COVID. Y'all know how all these apartment complexes just coming up all over the place. But yeah, I like it. It's nice and cozy. I have my bedroom over on this side and my walk-in bathroom. I have a walk-in closet. Like, my walk-in closet is right there. My daughter is the same way. She has her bedroom. It's on the other side of the apartment. She has her walk-in bathroom. I would show y'all hers, but I don't want to invade her space. But honey, she got her. You know what? I'm going to show y'all her bedroom. I ain't going to do that. I ain't going to invade. Maybe on the next video if she gives me permission. But yeah, we just, like, when we are here together, she in her room doing her whatever she's doing, and you know, whatever, and I'm in my room, or I'm not even in here, I'm somewhere doing something. But yeah, so far so good. I like it. I've been having fun decorating, y'all. My daughter wants me to decorate her bathroom because she thinks my bathroom is so cute. I think I just went overboard and just started just buying stuff. And so nothing is really going together in my bathroom. But I think I showed y'all this. But look at my pictures on my wall, and it matches my shower curtain. But that really then doesn't match anything else in my bathroom. Everything else in my bathroom. It's something about the color green, y'all. I'm really stuck on this color green. And so even my bedroom has different shades of, let me show, I don't want to show y'all my bed. My bed's not really situated how it should be. Because I couldn't put my bed set together. Thought I could, but I don't know, Task Rabbit or one of those things I might have to. But y'all see how I have, like, y'all can see my bedroom just still in all kind of out of order because I have. But so y'all see how I had those different greens on my curtains. So I'm trying to incorporate different shades of green in my bedroom. And it's all out of whack now, but it'll all come together once I get everything situated. Y'all, when I bought them curtains, I didn't know them curtains was that short. Y'all, I thought them curtains would hit the floor. I should have gotten 96, but I'm not about to buy any more curtains because them curtains cost me a good bit of money. So I'm not about to buy any more curtains. We're going to stick with them short curtains. It is what it is. I thought they were longer, y'all. I thought they was longer. I didn't realize 84 inches was going to be that short. I should have got 96, but it is what it is, honey. I'm sticking with them. I'm not buying no more. It took me getting up on a ladder to get that thing all the way up there. Um, yeah. Did I show y'all my kitchen? Let me show y'all my kitchen. So it's almost like your basic, y'all, we still got boxes all around. It's almost still like your basic kitchen. It's stainless steel. A lot of the stuff we got on my daughter, she had already had this stuff in her apartment. So she got this ice maker here, which comes in clutch. She had the Keurig already. Like all this stuff she already had in the other apartment. So we didn't have to really buy any appliances. Let me turn that. That coffee was good. I just had me a coffee. Let me turn it off. So yeah, you know, it's cute. It's small. It's a small apartment. We still got the TV on the floor. Look, I had bought a mount. Was trying to mount it today. I couldn't get it up. So, yeah, I'm trying to do greens too throughout everything. I wanted to decorate. So we got these bar stools. They're cute. I need to buy 2 more. Got those off Amazon. I'm not going to put a table in here because it's really no... I mean, I could put a table right here, but I think that'll look awkward. So we're just going to... When we eat, we're just going to eat at the bar stools at the island or whatever. Yeah, but... So that's about it, y'all. I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.